Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 and the Survival Series. So it's October and that means one good thing, it's harvest time. We're going to get that soybean harvested, we're going to try out the new harvester. I absolutely adore this thing, I really do, I just think it's so well made with all the sound effects, the little details and just how crisp it looks. I'm looking forward to using this, but we're not going to do that straight away. There's a few things I want to do before. I need to give you an update. Because obviously you've probably noticed that the money has jumped up to around 71,000, which is a massive increase, and that's because all the prep I've done between the last episode and the start of this has been very productive. Let's just say that I have done a hell of a lot of clearing and I am pretty much set now for the field that we need to put in place. The only thing I've got to do is sell, or at least move, the logs that I've generated, because I've generated a hell of a lot. I've also sold quite a lot, as you can tell, so the money has jumped up. And yeah, we're going to be able to buy the tractor. And I also want to buy a couple more things. We do want to get a new house at some point. We're not going to do that straight away, but the money we get from all these logs, we're going to get a house. And then we're also going to get a new motor. Now, there is an actual Land Rover that I like. It's 21,000, it's 300 horsepower, which will do a good job. It will be able to get up the hill if it needs to or anything like that, so that's a pretty good option. So we might go for that. But as you can tell, this has changed quite a bit. So we now got the clearing, and if I just try and point out my plan, which I did try and show you in a previous episode from the kind of bird's eye view that I did, but we're going to try and make the field probably from around somewhere about here, and then it's going to directly just go across to about there. So it's going to be a big field, and it's going to be another arable field. So we're going to have to, yeah, start ploughing this land soon. But obviously, as you can see, there is a lot of logs. There really is. I've sold a hell of a lot. Filled up this trailer quite a few times, gone up and taken them. But yeah, we just got so many left. And it's good because we're going to make a lot of money from this. And it's just going to mean that if we need sheds, if we want to build on now, this is going to be a massive jump from where we've been previously. We're obviously going to be able to get that tractor that we wanted. We're going to do that hopefully in this episode. I'm just going to show you the options. What I was going to do is show you the options and then obviously you make your call. I'll still do that, but I'll pretty much just jump straight to the next episode and then we'll buy it. Because of the fact my money's just increased so quick, usually I like to give maybe an episode or 2 episodes before I actually make that call. So we're going to have to just do it straight away in the next episode. But yeah, like you can see, there's so many logs for us to sell now. We are pretty good. Now, I will point out, though, that there isn't many when it comes to us doing any more logging. There isn't a hell of a lot. You might think there's loads down here, but we don't own that much. If you just look at where the field boundary is on the grass field, that is pretty much where my trees go up to. So there is, don't get me wrong, there is still a lot. There is still quite a bit of money there, but obviously we haven't got all that way. So at some point we can buy carry on. We can also buy this patch here and maybe work out that way. I would like to get at some point long term this stretch here all the way across to here, because at some point I do want to put something over there in that flat area, and I'm thinking cows. I did mention about getting some beef stock and letting them roam around free, and then obviously we can make some money from selling the cows. We can either do that by steak, because I know there's a good mod out there that allows us to make steaks, and we can do pallets of that as a production thing, or we can just sell, the there we go, or we can just sell the cows as is to like an abattoir kind of style thing. But yeah, there's plenty to do again as always, and there's obviously we are progressing quite well. So what I want to do now is quickly go and fill up the fertilizer that I've got going. So I've got a tiny little Porsche tractor roaming around over there, and he's doing some fertilizing in this field for me, so when we do the next mow on it, it's going to be for silage, and you can see that he's done a good chunk, but he needs some more, so we're going to have to go and pick up a big bag and bring it back down just to let him carry on and finish off. It doesn't hold that much. I think it only holds about 350 litres in that small spreader, but as you can see, that 350 litres has gone quite a way. It's gone a good distance within that field, so we'll only have to fill up now once, and then he'll be able to carry on and finish it off. So I've decided I'm just going to drive through here and cut through this bit. Now I want to kind of make at some point maybe a track going out to the grass field from here, because it'll go straight across the field here, and then whatever we do on the left hand side eventually, it'll mean that we've got another point of access. Now you can probably tell that where I've put these bushes, It's just to make some kind of foliage in between the field that we're going to have over here. I want an area where it just doesn't, it kind of keeps it distinct from a woodland area, so where the field's technically in the woodlands. And if we haven't got this bush here, this kind of foliage, it just looks straight through onto the field next to it. So by creating this, it just makes it a little bit more, it just feels better, and it looks better. So I'm going to carry on doing this around the edges. So as you can see, this is going to still obviously a work in progress. There is a lot of trees that direction. Again, we will purchase that land at some point. I mean, we're going to get some good money. We are. And I think we need to think of long-term investments. So with this money, we need to put things in place that are going to earn us money in the future, like a new field, for example. So it is good to eventually maybe going out further out to our borderline, and then with them trees, using that to buy some more land. But this is all long-term thinking. I mean, we are progressing quite well. I am making sure that in between each episode, you know, there's things going on. So let me just jump on, and we'll have to drop it down. There we go. Now this bag of fertilizer, it isn't full, so I think it's only got about 130 litres. I'm not sure if I'm over that. I think it might be my fault here. There you go. Got there in the end. There you go. So as you can see, that's a little bit. I think that's going to be enough though. 134 litres. Now let's just have a quick look to see whereabouts he was. Should be good enough. We might have a bit of a gap there, but should be fine. And we can remove that now. There we go. So let's just jump back to this. We don't want this just sitting there. We may as well just park it over here, but turn it off at least. Try to save a bit of fuel. There we go. So next job is we're going to have a look at some tractors. So I have placed down some of the options that I think are suited to where we're at. We want obviously around 200 horsepower, and I've tried to think of the amount of money that I've currently got as well. So I'll jump over to there, and then we'll have a quick look, and hopefully you guys can let me know in the chat which one you'd go for. So the first one I'm showing you, just want to point out this is a beta. This is a beta version of this tractor. Now I really do like this tractor. It's 170 horsepower, 47,900 pound. It's the Zeta ZTS 16245, and yeah, it's really good. Proper good tractor. Looks dead nice. Looks nice inside. I've found one issue though, and it's an issue that I'd say means we can't get this at all. And it's got no sound. For some reason, because it's a beta, there is no sound. So when you start the engine up, there's no sound. It's a shame because like the dashboard looks pretty good, the indicators work and everything like that. It's just no sound for some reason. So thought I pointed out that I did try and go with this kind of style ZTS or ZTS. It kind of looks really nice as well. It's just a shame. Now I do want to point out as well, even though we're looking for around 200 horsepower, it doesn't have to be exactly 200 horsepower. 180, 170, 190 probably is still going to be good enough. It's going to make a big improvement as getting up the hill. And I also think wider tyres will play a part. I did see a comment on one of my last videos about having wider tyres should help, and I agree. And it's something that I've overlooked. So the wider the tyres, the better. I've tried to put some wide tyres on our options here, but again, when we do come to purchase the tractor, we can always try and just go with the widest tyre, and maybe some rear weights as well on the tyres. It probably help us out. We don't have to do that. They are a bit costly, but at the end of the day, I think it might be a good idea to do that. Now the next one, we all know this one. This is the Fiat Agri. 180 horsepower, a proper beast for what it is. It's an old school tractor, but the price itself just sells it out to me. 37,500 for us to get this. And a Fiat Agri it's a superstar tractor. It really is. It'll do the job perfectly. Custom sounds as well. You can see that all the dashboard lights up as well. Things like that make a difference. Indicators work and stuff like that. If we put the beacon on at top, it's got that. Can't really go wrong with a Fiat Agri. And I think for the horsepower and the money, it's probably one of the best. It really is a good option. So that is so far probably one of the favourites. So next we got an International, 180 horsepower for 32,500. So again, really good amount of horsepower for the money you're paying for this version anyway. Looks pretty good in the cab. Dashboard lights up, not fully, and the indicator doesn't move as it should. but you've got pedals are moving and everything like that. It's probably not the best in cab out of the options, but it's still pretty good for the amount of horsepower it gives you. My only probably downside is the tyres. We haven't got many options on that tyres, but it does give us a front loader if we wanted that. So it's not bad. I mean, it's got enough horsepower. It is pretty good. You know, it's 180 horsepower, 32,500 is pretty good. Tank, is it empty? Well, looks like we're going to have to get some more ferts. But we'll carry on. We'll crack on with this. So, the next one, the Landini. I love this tractor. I really do. It's great inside. Detail on the outside is pretty good as well. It is spot on. Really nice tractor. And this Landini is 190 horsepower for a 40,000. And I think you can't really go wrong with that. But yeah, it's really well made, this is. So let's have a look inside. The cab inside is impressive. It really is. Indicator moves, which is what you want. All the gear sticks, pedals, everything pretty much just moves. It's a beast. I really do like this, and it's got nice wide tyres. I think this is my favourite one. Personally, I think it's just my favourite just because of the way it looks on the outside, the way it looks on the inside. Yeah, it's definitely my favourite one, I think. If I was going to choose without having everyone's opinion, I'd probably go for this Landini. I really would. Let's turn the beacons off. Especially for the money. I mean, 190 horsepower, 40 grand. Right where we want it. Nice wide tyres, and we'll still have 30,000 left to spare. So the next one is the Case MXM 190. This is a beast. This is an absolute beast. It's 235 horsepower, 71,300, so we need to get a little bit more money. This is pretty much the top range of what we can afford right now. Obviously, we can go and do more logs and just sell them, not an issue. So it's not an issue at all. But like you can see, really nice on the outside. It is technically a more modern tractor. It's not as modern as obviously the tractors that are coming out nowadays, but it is a more modern tractor than these lot over here, and also it has the bonus of the windows opening and the doors opening as well. So yeah, 71,300, 235 horsepower, which is pretty good. And as you can see inside, it looks pretty nice as well, dead nice in fact. And all the lights work. You can see the dashboard's moving, indicators move, and yeah, everything's it's spot on. You can't really fault this. It's just the fact that it costs 70 odd thousand, but we are going to get a lot more horsepower for that. So this is another one. I'd say this is my second favourite. In fact, I don't know, I love the Fiat Agri as well, so I think the Landini is definitely my favourite, but then I would also happily have the Fiat Agri and also this, because these are, you know, really good tractors. Nice wide tyres, not as wide as the Landini ones at the rear, I don't think. I think they are some beefy tyres. Yeah, they really are. But we'll have a look at the tyre options if we did go for this. But I do like this tractor. You can't go wrong with it. It looks good inside, looks good on the outside, and it's more modern and it offers more. So finally, what I went with is this mod. This mod actually come out not long ago on the Mod Hub, which is the Lizard 1120 or 128, because I've upped the power to pretty much a beefy volume, which is 280 horsepower, and it's 57,100. As you can see, it's going to be able to pull everything. It's got massive tyres. We don't have to worry about that. It's got a different axle though. It turns like this, so that is a little bit different. But in all honesty, it's pretty nice. The only thing I'm not too keen on is the fact that I just feel like I've zoomed in loads onto the steering wheel. I think it just needs to be pulled out a little bit more. So in cab, I don't kind of like the way I'm situated, and I do like to use in cab as much as possible. So that's my only negative to it, but it all works. The gear stick work, the indicators, well, can't see the indicators, but you can see that the actual thing flashes up if you put that on. Lights are working, beam shows, the beam light shows as well, and yeah, it's not bad at all. I have noticed it does get stuck in its gears a bit, so it's obviously been set up like that. Maybe it's like that in real life, the equivalent version of this. Yeah, it kind of gets stuck in them gears. I think it's like the first one sometimes, and I've had to manually put it through the gears. So let's just show you this again. It's in third now. See how it got stuck for a bit in third? Sometimes it has just completely got stuck. So it's not too bad. I mean, for the £57,100 that it costs, to have 280 horsepower is pretty good. But I wouldn't say it's my favourite. And if I was gonna pick these without reading the chat first and seeing what everyone's opinion is, I would go with the Landini. I really would, because I just think for 190 horsepower and the price it is, and the way it looks inside and on the outside, I think that is a perfect tractor. It's got everything we want. But I'm intrigued to see what everyone thinks. Let me know in the comment section. I'll read through them. I'll read through them all, and I'll take the majority of what everyone says, and we'll go with that. But I think you're probably going to look at it and agree that the Fiat Agri, the Landini, and the Case over there are our best options. So now I think it's time for us to get some harvesting done. We have gone through this episode. It's going to take a bit. Obviously, we'll start it off and then we'll crack on with a bit of a montage. But I think let's go and have a look at the harvester right now and get that all set up. So we're obviously going to need a tractor and a trailer. So let's first go and do that. This guy's empty, but we're going to just have to sort that out at another time. What should we use? I'll tell you what, we'll use the John Deere. We may as well. Can't go wrong. It's got that tiny bit of extra horsepower, but yeah, it's a good tractor and it'll do the job. So let's go get the trailer. I'll take that down to the field and I'll park it up by the side, and then we'll come back and yeah, we'll start sorting out the harvester. Right, so here we are at the harvester, and yeah, I am looking forward to using this. So let's jump in, start it up, let it warm up a bit. We'll also open up that, and I think if we make sure this is enabled, I think that is enabled, but we'll just check. Look at them sound effects. So it is so now it's enabled. Now we've enabled it, and it's fold, unfold. There you go. There we go. So that's all set, and yeah, I think that's pretty much ready to go. So let's just go and get the trailer and with the header on, and then I think we're set to go to the field. So this will hopefully now perform better than our first harvest, which was a bit of a mess, just because of the fact the speed of the harvester was pretty horrendous. But we don't have that problem this time, luckily. Spot on. Happy days. So let's just see if we can move this out without bashing out. Alright, so I'll just park it up here before we do anything else, so I can get to the header. We'll unhitch, and then we'll just have a quick look at the crop. There we go. So as you can see, the soybeans are all ready. Requires tyres, narrow only. That's a new thing that I've seen, but yeah, we don't need to worry about that. But yeah, fertilised 100%, and it's the yield bonus at 98%, which is pretty good going. We could have got to the 100 mark, but obviously we didn't mulch. I think it was mulching, yeah, we didn't mulch. So yeah, let's crack on with this. Let's get this harvested. We just need to get hooked up. It won't take too long. I mean, we're not going to be going as slow as last time anyway. There we go, that's that, and I think I just need to connect the hoses. Or has it done it? It's probably done it. There's only one way to find out. There you go. So that's working, a treat. So now all we need to do is get into the field. Now, I know I've enabled straw, but we're not going to be using it, obviously, with it being soybeans, but I just wanted to make sure I got it right, so we can turn it back up, because it's not going to be in use anyway. We can lower this down, and we can get going. I'm hoping we can sit in cab view. Now, obviously the header's a little bit small. It's a small header, but in all honesty, it's a small harvester. We can upgrade, we can get a better harvester along the, as we keep going down the right path. We are doing pretty well at the moment, and then at the same time, we can also increase the header. And we'll also keep within the bisons because they have the option to obviously get bigger headers and more improved, more modern versions of the harvester. So I do like it. But this is a beast. I really do think it's a stunning mod. So I'll probably go around and do 2 headlands, and then I'll set Courseplay up, and we'll do the montage. I think I do want to do quite a bit of this harvest just because I do like this harvester, so I don't want to miss out. But obviously with montage, I'm going to have to do the Courseplay. I do like how you can see it. If you look down, you can actually see the grain going through the soybeans. The beans. Right, so that is the second headland all done, and we are pretty much now at about 89%, so I think it's a good time for us to... That was strange, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it's a good time for us to drop the grain now into the trailer. There we go. Job done. And then what we'll do is we'll set it going within Courseplay. As you can probably tell already, I have set the course up ready. So all we need to do is set it going. And I'll probably set it up from this point here, because that's the end of the second headland. And then it can start doing its up and downs. There we go. Anywhere about here should be fine. A bit of a delay there, but he is cracking on with it. Let's have a look. So we've got now in here 2,819 litres, 15% full. Not too bad. Obviously soybeans brings in more money, so we might get a bit less in yield, but we're going to pick up more money when we do eventually sell it. So I think this is now a perfect moment for me to stick in a montage. We'll get the whole field harvested, and then we'll have a look to see how much we've actually picked up. So enjoy the montage, and I'll cut back in when it's all done. Right, so there we go. That is the harvest all done. I just need to empty out the harvester. There is some grain still in there. But I did realise, as I was going through this, that these are interactive controls. So how cool is that? Put that back on. And I think if we hop up, well, there's the batteries here as well. But if we hop on here, we can see the engine at the back. Close that down, even though you can see it in there anyway. But you can actually, like, you can see the grain there, but you can't close this when there's no grain in. But I just thought that was pretty cool. I just wanted to point that out. Also, as well, when you're in the cab and you're driving and harvesting, as soon as you turn the header on, what will happen is it moves forward instantly. So the camera goes forward so you can see the header better, which I thought was a really nice touch to it. There we go. So now all we need to do is get in. Oh, wrong one. Jump on this side. Turn her on, and there we go. We can put the remaining 2,000 litres in. It's not been too bad of yield. We'll have a look exactly how much it's going to be in a second, but it hasn't been too bad at all. There we go. That's that done. And then all we need to do is turn the engine on first. I'm sure I can do that manually. I think I can, can't I? Let's just check that. Oh, it doesn't let me do it. Maybe there's a certain requirement for that I'm not meeting. But there we go, we can do it that way. And yeah, we'll switch it off. And we'll just leave it there for a bit. But that is the soybeans all harvested. We got 8,443 litres from this small field, which isn't too bad. It really isn't. And that harvester worked a treat. A lot faster than what we were doing previously. And it didn't take too long at all. So let's go tip this into the silo, and then we'll store it until June next year, which is when we're going to sell it. And that's the best price for soybeans in June. So it is going to sit in there for quite some time, with us being in October. But I think overall, pretty good harvest. I mean, it isn't a big field. We've done pretty well. Obviously, when all these logs go and these trees that we can actually chop down, we are going to need to, bring the income levels up a lot better from things like this. But we're going to have a second field. We're going to have some animals, so we will be having some things going on. Silage is still going to always be a good earner, and I think we'll do pretty well. We are doing pretty well anyway. We've made a lot of progress, and with this clearing over here, we've got a lot of work to do. To set that up as a field, it's going to take some time, and even then to carry on and go in that direction somehow is going to take some time to do as well. But I think that is a good point for me to end the episode on. So I am interested to see what everyone thinks we should go on the tractor-wise. Let me know in the comment section. I will read it, and then at the start of the next episode, we'll make sure to get that purchased, and we can start taking some of these logs and see how it performs on the hill, because that is the test. That is the test for it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.